And welcome on in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry. That's Occupancy. We should have Weapon X joining us shortly, and possibly Money Mac, and maybe another guest or two. We'll have to see. Eddie says, let's get this party started. We are started. Rasim, welcome in. Hit the like. Thank you. Noel hit the like as well. Awesome. We got some 7 games tonight. Couple games are underway right now, and yeah, we'll get started right in the first game here. Detroit plus 310 is in Florida minus 390. Total of 7 now, plus 105 for the over, minus 125 for the under. I am passing on this game. I'll start off with that. Detroit 2-4 in their last 6, 6 over, 2 under, 1 landed on 6. Florida 4-3 in their last 7, 8 over, 2 under. Detroit 8-14-3 on the road. Florida 24-6 at home. Florida 6-1 in the last 7 meetings against Detroit. However, most of them went under. So I was looking at the over, but the under history kind of scared me a little bit here. This should be first. Florida's first in goals for at home. Detroit's just a pretty bad team here. Road penalty kill is dead last. Second last for goals against. So I do expect some goals here, but I don't want to take 7. And yeah, I just passed this game. I couldn't find anything. Occupancy. What do you think here? Detroit and Florida.
Yeah, I'm looking at shots for and shots allowed in the last 7 games, and Florida is first in the league right now. I mean, in shots for. So I'm going to target the Florida shooters on the player props. Unfortunately, the books have caught on to this. So now some of the guys I was getting at over 1.5, they've up to 2.5 now. So we're not getting as good prices, but the people I'm going to be looking at are Uyghur and Marchment on Florida. And then if I want some of the bigger names, I'll be looking into that too. Yeah, as far as Terry was showing with the value for on a side, I don't think it's there. And this could be a good game, though, if it starts slow to try to get an over 6 or an over 5.5 a few minutes into the game. So that's it for you.
All right. Hello, you have score picks. I'm not on any props myself, but maybe one of these guys will have some. Weapon X, Red Wings and Panthers, total 7 here. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it should be a smack here for Florida. It's just there's no value on. The only value you can find is on the super puck line, and that's going to depend how good Bobrovsky is going to come out. Is he going to shut out the Red Wings again, like he did last game with Ottawa? It remains to be seen. We haven't seen Bobrovsky on back-to-backs being that good. So for me here, it's just going to be trying to hit props. But even the props, all the goal scorer props on most books are juiced. Like Huberto to score, Barkov to score, they're all at plus 100, even money. I think the one guy that I got value on was Sam Bennett, and I think he gets on the score sheet tonight. That's plus 160, so I took a happy unit on that. Sam Bennett anytime goal scorer, that's it. That's all you're gonna get from me out of this game. There's other games that I like a lot more than this.
Yeah, the books kind of made it tough to bet this game. Did Occupancy? No, it was Pickett that gave out this advantage. I had first goal score. Yeah, but that was a nice one for sure. We'll go on to the second game here. Boston is in Columbus. Minus 245 for Boston. Plus 205 for Columbus. A total 6 in this game. Bring up the stats here. Boston 6-1 in their last 7, playing pretty good hockey. Columbus 5-2-1 in their last 8, 7-2 to the over. Boston 17-8-3, Columbus 15-11-2. The Jackets have success against Boston, 4-1 in the last 5 at home. 5 of the last 6 have gone over. Columbus has the edge here in goals for. Boston the edge in goals against. Even penalty kills and a slight edge here for Boston in the power play. Swayman versus Merzlikins. Swayman in his last 2 starts has given up more than 4 goals, I believe. Both his last 2 starts have gone over. Merzlikins playing the second of a back-to-back here. I am on over 5.5, which I got yesterday. I got this morning. Over 5.5 at -130. These I see goals here. There's been goals when these two teams have played each other, and right now Columbus is just a goal fest. So getting 5.5, I had to jump on it there, and I would lean here with Columbus. I might still get to Columbus. We'll just have to see how these the Flyers and Chicago game, and Arizona's up 3-0 now, so that's going pretty well, except for the under. But good job, Yotes. Yeah, occupancy. Bruins, Columbus. What do you think here?
Yeah. Boston is second in the league in shots for in the last 7 games. So I'm going to be targeting some of the Boston shooters. Been looking at DeBrusque and Hall for some value, but I think I got to go a little bit lower down the list for a little more value. So if your books, have like a McAvoy, Carlo, Holla type thing, unless you want to, take your chances with the big guns. But that's what I'm looking at. Rick Nash night, right? It's like you don't really know what to expect with it. So I'm going to stay away from a side or a total in this game, but I'll be looking at some Boston and shooters and even some Columbus shooters.
All right. Our favorite picks. At the end of the show, we go through best bets and best parlay pieces for everybody that's on the show. And then I also have other people that couldn't come on today that have sent their picks in. So that'll be the end of the show. Weapon X, Bruins, and Blue Jackets. What do you think here?
Yeah, for me here, it's Blue Jackets money line. I already took it at +205. I am leaning strong over 6. I think both of these games, both of these teams, every time they play, they go at least over 6, 4-3, 4-3, something like that. Always high scoring. Again, we've had a couple of hot goalies with Swayman, so I just really like Columbus to kind of bounce back here on the back-to-back. I know on back-to-backs, they're really not favored to win. For me, here is just pure value and just pure gut. I think Columbus comes out here strong, and I have props in here, probably Line to get a goal also in this one. Marchand on the other side is always a good idea. He's been scoring a lot against Columbus historically. He's been kept off the goal sheet a couple of games already. I think he wants to get back on the goal sheet here. But I like Columbus to win this game.
All right. You follow us from France. That's awesome. That's awesome. We will go on to the third game here. Montreal is in Edmonton. +210 for the Habs. -250 for the Oilers, and Philadelphia just tied it. There's the over. Sorry, guys. I'm trying not to get distracted, but bet's already in play, and there's the over. So that is awesome. Back to this game, 6.5 in this game. I'll bring up the stats here. Montreal 6-1 in their last 7 games. Who expected this to happen? Not me. 6-1 in their last 7, 3 over, 4 under. The Oilers 2-3-1 in their last 6, 6 over, 2 under. One push on 6. Oilers 6-17-6 on the road. Montreal. Oilers 14-11 at home. Montreal 3-2 in the last 5 meetings in Edmonton. Montreal stats are still pretty bad here, but that's for the whole season, right? If you look at the last 7 games for Montreal, they've scored 4+ in 4 of their last 5 games, and they've scored 3+ in 7 of their last 8 games. Montreal's team total was 2.5, and they've scored, as I said, 3+ in 7 of their last 8, and they're facing Mike Smith. 893 save percentage, 3.53 goals against. How can I not take the Edmonton or Montreal team total over 2.5 -110? And I took Montreal money line plus 210. They're just playing well right now. And Mike Smith, as Weapon X likes to say, he's going to be twerking tonight. So go Habs, go! Never thought I would say that this year, but they're playing pretty good. Occupancy, Canadiens, Oilers. What do you think here?
Yeah, interesting spot. Edmonton coming off a loss in overtime with Chicago. I didn't watch the whole game, but I was listening on the radio to the end of it, and it just kind of sounded. I think there was a penalty taken by Draisaitl in the overtime, so it's just kind of like lack of discipline, costing them a point in the standings, sort of thing there. So for winning this game, I'm not sure. So I'm not really going to look to back aside here. But it's kind of the similar thing where I do think Edmonton is going to, tighten it up. So I'll be looking for some Edmonton shooters. Bouchard, Hyman type guys. To get 2 or 3 shots is probably where I'll be at for this game, and then could be interested in an over if this game starts slow. That's it for me here.
Yeah, that could be a good look with the over. In the Flyers and Blackhawks game, the over started at 6. I think it was started at 6. And it was 5.5, like halfway through the game, and I almost jumped on it again, but I didn't. But if you wait in this game, and for some reason there's no goals in the first 4 minutes or so, the price should, the total should drop, possibly 5.5. Weapon X, what do you think here? Canadiens and Oilers.
Yeah, I think both goals will be twerking a lot tonight. I just think Edmonton is probably going to win this game. I just don't see the Habs here continuing this hot streak that they've had with wins. Montembeault has been okay. He hasn't been out of this world. And this is an Oilers team that's pretty pissed. I mean, McDavid's pretty pissed. I shouldn't say Edmonton because the entire team sucks without these 2 guys. But even historically, Edmonton likes to come in and smack the Habs. But the Smith's in that, so you can't even back up Edmonton on the puck line because it's Mike Smith. So for me, here is probably just going to be a stay away from this game and probably playing some props. If I can get McDavid, anytime goal. Here, where is it?
McDavid, anytime goal.
It's plus 120 again. So and Evander Kane is at plus 163, and I like both of those to score right now. Evander Kane has been a Habs killer in his career, so I think he stays hot. He scored last game. I think he scores again this game. So
Evander Kane, McDavid plus 120. That's pretty.
Yep.
That's pretty nice. But I'm rooting for obviously Montreal, but
I can't put my money on Montreal. I'm sorry. You all know how I feel about a dumpster fire team. So
I know, but there's somehow they beat the Flames. It's kind of like, okay, they caught my attention now. It might not just be a fluke streak.
they've been the Flames twice this year, and they've been the Flames quite regularly. Actually, it's kind of like Arizona beating the Avalanche. Doesn't really mean shit. Um, in the thick of things, it just means maybe coaching wise. I mean, not for Calgary because they have a hell of a coach. For us, it is what it is with Bednar. But yeah.
All right. Seattle next up, plus 190s, in Washington, minus 230, total 5.5. I passed this game. Oh, let me bring up the stats here. I passed this game. Seattle 1-6-1 in their last 8, 7 over, 3 under. Washington 3-3 in the last 6, 2 over, 5 under. So one team's trending under, one team is trending over. Washington obviously has the better stats here and the better goalie in Vitek Vanacek versus Drieger. But I couldn't find a spot in this game that I liked, and not forcing plays. So this one is a pass for me. Occupancy, what do you think here, Kraken Capitals?
I like Washington here, not for the price. So the only way I'd be looking is either the puck line or more likely being cautious, and maybe they'll go down in the beginning. But you can't really deny the last performance by the Capitals, shutting out Carolina. Like, no one expected that, and so I think the Capitals are kind of like, hey, wait a second, we're still here. And I know, there's, you're supposed to like wait maybe for them to like go on a streak and really show, but at the same time, I think they did that last game. So with the puck line right now, it is plus money, but I'm not really. Yeah, at home versus Seattle though. That would be the way I'm looking, honestly. Washington puck line or wait for an in game if they go down early. That's where I'm looking here.
All right. Weapon X, Kraken and Capitals. Any thoughts here?
I love this game. This is one of my favorite games of the night. Capitals puck line. Put it in and just forget about it. This is a fucking Kraken team. I'm not impressed with. Yes, I know they've been playing better of late, but the way the Caps played last game, I expect the same type of game from them to come out, especially at home. And I expect the Kraken to fucking regress. Drieger is gonna be twerking a lot tonight. I'm probably gonna try to hit some of those props. I expect Ovechkin to stay hot. He's been going through a lot with this whole Russian thing, so I think he wants to get out of his mind and just get on the score sheet as often as possible. And I think by getting PPs, they'll be able to do that. Kraken has been very good on the PK. So
yeah, yeah. Some people are saying that Seattle's been playing like better recently, but they're still 1-6-1 in their last 8. So
what's
the
better?
people like to say Kraken steal.
They just don't lose by 4 anymore. So
yeah, that's true.
I mean,
we'll see what Washington does here. Next up is Vancouver and Toronto. Plus 175 for the Canucks, minus 210 for the Leafs here. I'll start off. The Leafs have won 12 in a row at home versus the Canucks. This is a very huge home series. The Leafs struggle in Vancouver. Vancouver struggles in Toronto. It just is what it is. The Canucks 4-1 in their last 5, 7 overs, 7 overs in a row. Toronto 3-1-1 in their last 5, 5 over, 1 under, 1 landed on 6. As I said, Toronto's won 12 in a row against the Canucks here. Leafs have the advantage here. Goals for, goals against, penalty, kill, big one there, a big one in power play. Leafs are just overall the better team. But Canucks have been playing well lately, so you got to keep that in mind. Both of these goalies, 918, 917 save percentages, around 2.5 goals against. But I think there's goals in this game. Both teams have been scoring as of late. So I took the over 6.5.
Flyers scored.
Flyers scored?
Sam Atkinson.
Yes.
Fuck you.
That's awesome. Vancouver, Toronto over 6.5 is -110. I got it at, so that's what I have in this game. Occupancy, Canucks and Leafs. What do you think here?
Yeah, I was scrubbing through the data on this one, and Vancouver's been shooting a lot on their road trip, like 30 plus shots in a lot of their games. So that lands them in like the top third of the league for shots for in the last 7, along with Toronto. So I think this could be a really good game for some shot props. So I'll be looking down the line for those, and then if there's any lean, it's going to be the Toronto puck line, but it's not an endorsed play at all. And then the starters is Demko.
Yeah, it's Demko versus
Campbell.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a little less hesitant, or maybe not as much on the puck line. It's Demko, but I think I was hearing earlier. Yeah, he hasn't been playing as good as he was like a couple weeks back. So I still think I like the Washington puck line more in this spot than Toronto. But I think Toronto wins this game.
All right. 4-0 Coyotes. Wow. Weapon X, Canucks and Leafs. What do you think here?
Leafs puck line. Simple. None of these teams win away. Every single matchup between these teams that at home have won and have won pretty convincingly. Toronto is also a revenge spot for them. They got basically almost shut out by Demko. Demko kept Vancouver in that game and really stole that game. I was on Vancouver there. But this time I'm fading Vancouver and I'm taking the Leafs puck line. I think with Campbell back in net, we won't see some shit-ass goals like Mrazek let in against the Sabres. And I think they're going to get on the score sheet fast here. The Leafs. This is just a fade for me, especially that Vancouver's been on a long road trip. This is probably the end of their road trip almost. So I don't like him here. I'm definitely fading the Canucks. Fading the Leafs.
Okay, I don't blame you. 12 games in a row. It's not a fluke. And they played a lot last year in the same division as well. So it is recent as well. We will go on to the second last game of the night. The Preds, Nashville, -175, are in San Jose, +155, a total of 5.5. No confirmed goalies when I last checked here. It's looking like it'll be Alex Stalock, who hasn't played in over a year. I believe it's been a long time. Nashville 2-6 in their last 8, trending towards the over. Sharks 2-2-1 in their last 5, trending towards the under. San Jose 3-2 in the last 5 at home against Nashville. But the huge stat here, in the last 13 games, Nashville in San Jose, only 1 went over 6, 11 under, and 1 landed on 6. So this has been a huge under trend for a long time when these two teams face each other. So I wanted to take the under, but the Sharks goaltending is a wild card here, and I can't trust Alex Stalock, who hasn't played in forever, or Sawchenko, who I don't really know much about. But yeah, I can't trust the Sharks goaltending here. So it's a pass for me. Occupancy, Preds, and Sharks. What do you think here?
It's a pass for me as well.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Weapon X, Preds, and Sharks. Any thoughts here?
Preds fucking puck line. That was my favorite play of the night.
All right.
Fucking Sharks. Baby Shark. That's all I gotta say. Fucking Baby Shark. Do.
Well, yeah, we don't know what goaltending. We don't like. We have no idea what kind of
It
goaltending we're
doesn't
gonna
matter who's in. Like the fact that they have two backups in San Jose where they already played shit hockey. This is a Nashville team that it doesn't matter if it's Saros is in it or I think Rittich is in it. They're gonna put up goals compared to San Jose, and in my opinion. Oilers minus 230 with the Smith. Mike Smith. Yeah, nobody's taking that though.
We'll jump right into the last game here, the game of the night. I think, in most people's opinion here,
Yeah,
the Flames plus 135 in Colorado minus 155, a total of 6.5 in this game. I will bring in the stats. The Flames 12-1-1 in their last 14 games, 8 over, 3 under, 3 landed on 6. Colorado 8-3-1 in their last 12, 4 over, 2 under, 1 landed on 6 in their recent games here. Flames 17-10-2 on the road. Colorado 23-3-2 at home. The Flames have had success in Colorado, 5-2 in the last 7, 4 over, 3 under. Avs have the advantage goals for, goals against, advantage penalty kill, and slate advantage for power play as well for Calgary. Markstrom versus Kemper in this. I'm on the draw. I think this is going to be a close game, and I think we could definitely see overtime. And then I also did take the Flames as well. I think they get the win here, but I think it goes to overtime. Weapon X will bring you in first, the Avs fan. What do you think here, Flames and Avs?
yeah. I think it's. I don't take draws almost ever. I think I've taken one draw all season. This for me was a sprinkle at half unit draw. I think this is a very, very, very strong chance it goes to OT. 6 games out between these two teams have gone to overtime, especially in Colorado. So I just can't fade the Avalanche quite yet because we just lost against the Coyotes, and last time we lost against the Coyotes, we came back, we smacked Tampa and Vegas on back-to-backs. For me, it's going to be the draw, and I'll probably be playing some props with probably McKinnon. I'm just going to ride the hot hand with McCart to get 2 points at home. He's been almost automatic with like 2 assists. So I think we see goals here. It usually trends on the over, also over 6 between these two teams. In almost any game that the Avalanche has played at home against Calgary. So maybe they can renew this rivalry. It would be nice to see. I'm just going to be watching mostly as a fan and not really take a side. Just take a draw at plus 350. Half the unit. It's good value.
All right. Hopefully it's a 2-2 draw. Hey, that's fine. Occupancy, Flames and Avalanche last game of the night. What do you think here?
Nothing on the game yet, but what I'm leaning is either a Colorado puck line or a Flames money line. I feel like either the Avs are just dominating the game and they're winning by margin, or it's some kind of close action and Flames pull out. That's kind of my take on it right now. Right, yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense because it's either we blow the team out of the water or it's a sweater, sweating it out, But it's Markstrom versus Kemper, who Markstrom's been playing lights out all year. Kemper has been almost lights out for the last 2 months, so it should be really also a good duel for those in this one.
All right. We are at best bets and best parlay pieces. For once, I am not ready for this. Usually I am all ready for this. I just want to check the odds here. for my best bet and make sure I can still use them. 1 second here. My best bet is going to be Montreal Canadiens team total over 2.5, which is now sadly minus 115. But I'm still going to take that. I think the Avs can get 3 goals on Mike Smith. So Montreal team total over 2.5 minus 115. Vito sent his in. Toronto in regulation. Nick sent his in. San Jose money line. Tim sent his in. Montreal Edmonton over 6.5. And for parlay pieces, Vito sent in Washington money line. Nick Florida money line. And Tim Calgary plus 1.5. If either of you guys are ready, my parlay piece will be Florida money line as well. And if either of you guys are ready.
Okay. Well, that is juiced probably because the goalie news. What is for him to go through there?
Occupancy. Do you know what your best bet's going to be?
Yeah, best bet. I'm going to go with Sam Reinhart, Florida Panthers, over 2.5 shots at plus 108.
2.5 shots. Plus 108. All right. And parlay piece.
I'm going to go with Washington. I'll go with Washington money line.
All right. Yeah, this is the first time all year that we are all in the green in parlay pieces. Every single person that's come on, so that's pretty nice. Weapon X, best bet, best parlay piece. What are you doing here?
Well, I need to dig myself out of that minus. So, you guys know I'm all about value. And I think here with the news, where is it? Where's my book actually? Okay. Well, it's about the same on both. So, for me, I'll probably go with Philip Forsberg to score 2 goals at plus 600.
All right. Forsberg over 1.5 goals. Ballsy play here. Well, over 1.5 goals.
I'm also going to sprinkle a hat trick, obviously, because if he gets 2, he's probably going to go for a hattie.
600?
Yeah, it's plus 600.
All right. Plus 600 best bet. You're going for it there. What do you think for parlay piece?
For parlay piece, we'll go to Kel McCarr to record a point.
Back to the well there. Okay, it works for you. Card to score a point. All right. That is the show. Thank you, everybody, for coming. As usual, no shows on Sunday. So we'll be back Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern, for another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. Smash the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Best of luck to everybody. And we will see you again. Have a good one, guys.